is moving now. I had recorded earlier, but for some reason my screen had frozen. It was getting my audio, but then my streaming video feed had frozen for some reason. Still learning, so restarted my machine. Looks like everything is working now. Actually, let me plug in my headphones again to my phone. Check the live stream on the phone, make sure everything is working. Okay, where are we? Okay, there it is. There's the live stream. Hopefully the audio is working on the live stream. Turn my level up a little bit here. It seems to be quiet now. Testing, hopefully a little bit higher. Testing. Something's wrong here. It's not moving. The meter shows on desktop audio. The meter does not show on mic. Still really quiet. Seems really quiet. It was sounding louder before. I don't get why the mic level meter isn't showing. So hopefully the sound is okay on this one. Yeah, we got the Asia Open at 5, and things did try to push up a little bit. They're now pulling back a little bit. There's some heat below. It might come back down again. So I went ahead and deleted the videos I had recorded before. Okay, so we are pretty much still chopping around. We're looking like we might trend higher, but the orders are showing up again down below. So let me bring my book map over here. Yeah, this 350 orders up here at this 900. There's been big orders up here for a while. They had some up here in the 90s too. They pulled that. it's looking like it might want to go up. We've got more orders above since the open at 3 o'clock. It's been more orders above, and the pushes lower have pretty much been rejected. They held this pretty well. They broke the high multiple times here. We could not break the low after this one. So still kind of waiting to see, are they going to break this low down here, or are we just going to go head up to that 900? But yeah, the heat below in these 870s down to these 860s, the heat below is a little bit stronger going down here. See if we can get back down here into these 860s again, maybe test the lows again. I definitely am interested in a long. See if we can get that 900 level. Let's see if we get this pullback. So I guess I can talk again. I had talked before, but I deleted the video. I had talked before about the different prop firms and my opinions. So yeah, I started with Apex back in the beginning when they first started doing the funded trader programs. They were a trading company. I had seen Apex, and they were a trading company that had trading software. They had lessons. They had group trading sessions. They had live group trading. They were established for quite a while. Daryl Martin's been trading for quite a while, and if you look at the older videos where he's introducing Apex, he's explaining his idea, and his basic idea when he started this was make it more affordable and do the rules better, and he did that. I had been watching guys on Top Step. Trades by Matt in particular was on Top Step at the time, and I'd been watching him for a while, and I just couldn't afford it. The Top Step thing, it made sense to me, but I just couldn't afford it the way they had it back then. You were just your eval was a few $100. I think it was like $200 or $300 just for an eval, and it just it just wasn't realistic to me at the time. I just was too new at trading. I was too bad at trading, and I just knew I'm just going to throw away so much money at these prices. So when Apex came out with back then, I think I was paying about like $88 every time I was doing an eval, and I was only doing one at a time back then. I wasn't trying to do like multiples or anything. I was just happy if I could just pass one. It took me a while to even pass one with Apex. I think it took me a few months to pass my first eval, and then I quickly blew that PA right after I got my first PA too. So yeah, Apex has been offering good deals the whole time. The deals actually got better with time. They've backed off a little bit now, I've noticed. They're actually a little bit more expensive these days when they do their sales, like their normal sales, but their 90% off that they're doing right now is still a good deal, especially if they give you like the $60 activation fee, $65 activation fee. This is a really good deal. You can get a funded account for less than $100, and they also have that 1 day to pass thing, which I don't usually try to pass in 1 day. I usually pass it in like 3 or 4 days, maybe a week. But Apex is a very solid company as far as I'm concerned. You have clearly the most potential with Apex, not just because of the 20 accounts, but because they don't cap your payouts. So you may not like Apex's rules about trailing drawdown, etc. But if you look at the potential, if you look at what you can get for the money, I think it's pretty hard to beat Apex. These other guys, Tradeify and some of the other guys, they give you these different rules. It might make it a little easier for you to pass if you really try it and do it. You might, who knows, you may like My Funded Futures or Tradeify or one of those other ones better. The rules might suit you better, so it depends on everybody. It depends on individual trading styles, abilities, etc., likes and dislikes, etc. But for me personally, I don't really like the trailing drawdown, but I feel like it's a good discipline structure. It's a good structure to teach you some discipline and enforce some discipline. Uh, Taking profits and don't let green trades turn red, etc. Uh, the the trailing drawdown, it can definitely screw you over, but that's mainly for folks that are like sizing up. If you're trading minis, if you're trading big size, trailing drawdowns can screw you over real quick. You can quickly get a move that pops up and you're in the money for 500 to $1,000 or something on a mini or a couple minis, and it can reverse on you. And with the trailing drawdown, if you're up 1,000 and you let that whole 1,000 go, it comes back to red. You've only got 1,500 underneath you with the $2,500 trailing drawdown, as the $2,500 is based off of your high point, not for your high balance that you've closed and settled your trades. It's from the high balance point. So even if you didn't close it at that point, at the high point, they still count your trailing drawdown from that high point. So it does make it kind of difficult. It does make it where you got to just lock in your profits. You can't be up 1,000 and then let it take the whole 1,000 back, or at least that doesn't work for me. Like I said, I'm not here to give anybody advice. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling anybody how to trade. I'm just talking about what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and letting green trades turn red has not worked for me. If you're a swing trader and you're going to hold for a week or a month or something, that's different. Those kind of traders are looking at things totally different. But for us day traders, and especially if you're on prop firms and they have the intraday rule where you can't hold overnight, you have to close your trades at the end of the trading day every day. As far as I'm concerned, you need to lock in profit. It's just not smart to only have $2,500 drawdown and then let a $1,000 trade turn back to red. So if I'm up $1,000 on a trade, I'm gonna lock in at least $700 or $800. If I'm in a big trade, for me is 10 micros, equivalent to one mini, and say it's moved well and I'm up $300 or $400, I'm gonna start trailing it pretty quickly. I'm gonna lock in $100 as soon as I'm up $300 or $400, and I'm going to try to trail it within a couple $100. I don't really want to let it back up on me more than a couple $100 on the trailing drawdown thing. So I definitely get stopped out a lot and miss bigger moves with my trading because I lock in my profits pretty aggressively to prevent my green trades from turning red. But this has been a key to success for me personally. I have a pretty high success rate most months. I'm usually around 80% success rate. I'll go an entire week of having like a 90% success rate, and my losses were pretty minimal. If I took a couple losses, they're pretty minimal. I kept them pretty small. So I've definitely gotten better about that, and that approach of taking profits and taking your stops instead of blowing up your losses and sizing up on losses too much, and not taking your stop on losses, preventing myself, having the discipline not to do that stuff, preventing myself from doing that stuff has made the difference for me over this last year. That I went from a pretty low success rate on my evals to over this last year, I haven't looked at it exactly, but I would guess I was well over 50-60% of my evals I passed. There was quite a few that I blew up trying to push on 90% sale time and one day to pass, and I would just kind of push and size up a bit, and it went bad on me, and just let it fail. I did that on quite a few of my evals that I failed. That was usually what happened, was I had sized it up and it goes against me and I get in a hole and I'm just like, whatever, I just give up on it. I don't even try to take the stop and fight my way back or anything like that. It's like, oh well, whatever, I lost $1,000 on that trade, I'm just gonna let the eval fail. So most of the time, if I failed an eval, that was how I failed. It was pretty much just letting it go, just not trying to fight a big loss. Instead of taking like $1,000 loss, like I said, I would just let the whole thing fail. I would just sit on it and just let it go, and it would fail. So yeah, at least 20-30% of the evals I did this year failed like that, and then there was a few others that I was trying legitimately to save it and I couldn't save it. I did that a few times too, but yeah, I'd say at least 60% of my evals this year I passed. 50-60% of my evals this year I passed, maybe more, maybe 70%. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at them. I know I actually didn't trade that many evals this year compared to like last year. Last year I think I did close to like, was it 60 or 70 evals in the year, I think, last year, and then this year it was way down. I think I only did like 30 evals this year, and I think I passed on like I said, I think it was like 15, 16 evals this year that I passed. I think I left off on PA number 18 at the end of 2024, and I think I'm up to like PA 34. Yeah, so like 16, I think it was like 16 evals I passed this year. And I probably failed on like 15, 16 evals this year, I think. I don't know. I'd have to look through my account history to figure out how many evals I took and everything. But basically, I am more confident to pass evals. I'm more confident to grow my PAs. I did blow up a few of the PAs that I passed this year. I only have 10 PAs currently. The latest ones have come from the past couple months here. I got a new PA right here that I haven't even traded yet. These two I just got in the past couple weeks. These two were just I think couple weeks before that. So these ones down here are a bit older. This biggest balance is from over a year. This guy is over a year. These guys are from earlier this year. This guy's also, I think, from like the summertime. End of summer, I think I started that one. But yeah, I'd really focused since Apex started doing some sales again back, whatever that was, like I think September they did 90% for a while, and then I think they did some 90% again here around Thanksgiving. I've been trying to just hit the 90% sales is what I've been doing on the evals. So yeah, these guys are all real low. I haven't really even traded them that much. I just opened these and I keep pushing evals trying to fill up. I've got the max 10 PAs now. I've got 10, my wife has 10. We can only apparently have 20 per household according to Apex. So yeah, I've got this new eval that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to push on some of these new PAs, these newer PAs. I'm going to push on these and see, can I get some quick growth on any of those guys, or do I just blow it up quickly and get back to this? They got the 90% sale again at Apex, and so might push a couple of PAs, might actually blow them on not on purpose, but you know, on the intention of trying to be more aggressive and grow them a little more quickly. Because of the 90% sale and because of my confidence in being able to get evals and get accounts funded quickly, I'm willing to risk a few of these newer PAs here that don't have much balance on them, and try to grow one or two of them quickly. Like I said, if it doesn't work and I fail it, oh well, I'll do some more 90% sale and pass a couple more evals real quick to pass them. Last year I definitely did not have that mentality. Last year it still kind of felt like, oh man, I'm stressed. Am I going to pass my evals? I'm not confident about passing my evals. I had really had a lot of evals that I had failed in 2024, and I was kind of doubting myself. But I just really forced myself this year. I just really forced myself to be more disciplined with my sizing and my patience on my entries, and yeah, it definitely worked. It was definitely a better year this year than last year, and I did have a good bit of success last year. Built up some PAs. I actually, at the end of the year, they had some 90% sale stuff that they made all of the account sizes the same price, and I actually had 4 of the 150K accounts. I passed 1 of the 250K accounts, and this was, I think, like in October when I had done this, and then leading up to the election, I had gotten my 250K to the point, almost to the point of stopping drawdown. I had gotten I think the 250K I think I had stopped the drawdown on the 250K, and then I think the 150Ks, they were all at like 4,000, and they were right about to stop the drawdown. So I, between those accounts, I had, or no, it was 350Ks. Three of the 150Ks, one of the 250Ks. It was 4 accounts that I was trading at that election night, and I blew all four. I blew all four funded accounts, well over 20 grand that I had built up between them, and blew them all election night, just trying to get greedy because I saw some crazy volatility going, some crazy moves going, and I tried to jump in and tried to really push myself past the drawdown, the stop drawdown limit, and get a greedy, quick, easy, big amount on that election night, and it just backfired right in my face, and I just panicked and just copy traded on all 4 accounts and just panicked as it went against me and just froze and just, oh my god, what am I doing, why am I doing this? And I just let them fail, and I followed it up with blowing a couple more PAs right after that, trying to kind of revenge trade. So it was not a good night for me. That election night, it was not a good night on my accounts. And then the following few weeks too, I just really was just trying to revenge trade, blew some more accounts. It was not good. It was not good. But I did really take that to heart, and I really did learn from that, and I really did do better this year. And I really pushed myself on my discipline with my trading this year. I did not make those same kind of mistakes again. I stopped using the trade copier altogether. That helped too. And got back to the focus on being patient on entries, being small size. I did much more of the 1s and 2s on the micros instead of quickly sizing up to the 10 to 20 micros like I was trying to do with those. When I had those 150K and 250K, I was sizing those up pretty quickly, pretty aggressively, and it just backfired on me too easily when I tried to do that with the smaller accounts. So I kind of built some bad habits trading those 150, 250K accounts at the end of last year, and then I kind of got back to the more conservative, no copier, 1s and 2s on the micros. Be more patient. I did that at the beginning of this year, stuck with it pretty much through the whole year, and then my confidence really did start to grow that what I was doing was working, and I just started passing my evals easier, and just having that confidence to just kind of, not take more risk, but just not trade so afraid. Basically, I was always trading my PAs so afraid, and I would say that's one of the bigger things that changed this year, is that I wasn't really afraid trading my PAs. It was more calm and chill, trading the micros and being patient and everything. So I was much more patient, much more calm this year overall with my trading. Pretty happy with my progress this year, but looking still to improve on that stuff, and not blow these bad boys, not blow these PAs. Got to build them up. So yeah, it's a journey for sure, but I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it. It is very uplifting and very, it gives me a lot of hope. It just gives me a lot of hope to build this skill of trading and know of the potential that awaits, and keep pushing myself for that discipline. But I have to get going here. The alarm went off that I have to go pick up the wife. So I'm gonna get off here. Might get back on again later tonight. If not, probably gonna stream in the morning for the open. But we'll see. I might not stream the open. I might stream a little bit later and just focus on trading on the open. I might stream